So let's talk about two pieces of advice you've heard a million times. Be consistent and never give up. They sound like they're on the same team, right? Well, what if I told you they're actually in a constant battle for your attention? Today, we're going to figure out which one you should be listening to and when.
You know the feeling. You've been hitting the gym every single day, your diet has been perfect, and then you miss a day. Or you eat that cupcake, and that perfect streak you were so proud of, it's gone. It feels like a total catastrophe, like you've got to start all over again from square one. But what if that feeling is just plain wrong?
I mean, think about it. Be consistent is all about perfection. It's about that unbroken chain of daily wins. But never give up? That sounds totally different. That implies a messy, brutal fight, one where you get knocked down a lot. The truth is, these two ideas aren't just different. Sometimes they're complete opposites, and picking the wrong one for your goal is a surefire way to burn out.
Okay, so before we can pick a winning strategy, we have to actually understand the players on the field. Let's get super clear about what consistency and perseverance really are, because trust me, they are not the same thing.
All right, look at it this way. Consistency is the meticulous scorekeeper. It's obsessed with the streak. Did you do it today? Yes or no? The daily checkmark is everything. Perseverance, on the other hand, doesn't care about your daily report card. It's got its eyes on one thing, and one thing only: the finish line. It says, I don't care if I fall, I don't care if I have to take a week off, I am going to get that end result.
So how in the world do you choose between the two? Well, it turns out there's a kind of hidden rule book, a really simple mental model that tells you exactly when you need to be perfect and when you just need to survive to show up again tomorrow.
First up, we've got a world that runs on something called a Gaussian distribution. You probably know it as the good old bell curve. In a bell curve world, almost everything clumps together right in the middle, around the average. Extremes are super, super rare. And here's the key takeaway. In this world, your average effort is the only thing that matters.
So let's make this concrete. What's a perfect example of a bell curve world? Weight loss. It's a goal almost everyone has thought about, and it's a perfect illustration of a game of averages.
And you can see why right here. Most people's weight clusters around an average. There are very few outliers on either end. The results are predictable, they're constrained. It's a world defined by the middle, not the extremes. This is exactly why consistency is king when it comes to weight loss. You can't just skip the gym for a month and then try to make up for it with one heroic 12-hour workout. It doesn't work. Your success is literally the mathematical sum of your daily efforts. If you break the streak, you damage the average. End of story. In this game, consistency wins. But now, let's step into a totally different universe. This one is governed by something called a power law. And in here, the rules are completely flipped. Averages mean absolutely nothing. Most of what you do will get you almost zero results. But one single action can deliver a win so huge it makes all the other attempts irrelevant. And what's the perfect example of a power law goal? Well, look no further than trying to make it on YouTube. This is a world of lottery tickets, not a steady paycheck.
Just look at the difference here. It's absolutely insane. Most videos get, well, basically nothing. A few hundred, maybe 1,000 views. But then one, just one, goes viral and gets 10 million views. That one result completely dwarfs everything else. The average view count is a totally useless number here. It's all about that one massive outlier. Seriously, think about it. A creator can make 300 videos that go nowhere. They could even take a year off. But then they post video number 301, and for whatever reason, it hits. Boom. A career is born overnight. In this world, the streak doesn't matter. The gaps don't matter. The only thing that matters is that you didn't quit before you hit the jackpot. Here, perseverance is everything. So what we have here are two totally different games with two totally different sets of rules. And the secret to winning isn't just about working hard. It's about knowing which battlefield you're on in the first place.
This little table really puts it all together. If your goal has a predictable outcome that's built on a sum of your efforts, you're playing a game of averages, and you need consistency. But if your goal has an unpredictable winner-take-all outcome, you're playing a game of outliers, and you absolutely need perseverance.
So let's think about more consistency goals. Getting good at an instrument, saving up for a down payment on a house, learning a new language, these things are all built brick by painful brick. You can't cram for this test. Your daily average is what creates the final result.
Now compare that to goals that demand perseverance. Starting a business, where you know most of them fail. Investing in risky new ideas. Trying to write a hit song. In these games, you have to be willing to fail over and over and over again, all for the chance at that one huge win that changes everything. And if you want a real-world story that just hammers this point home, look at the legendary investor Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. He put money into hundreds of different companies. You can bet a lot of them failed. But just one stock called Titan, single-handedly made him a billionaire. It wasn't his average return that mattered. It was his perseverance to stay in the game long enough to find that one monster win. Okay, this all brings us back to you. Now that you have this framework, how should you be thinking about your own goals? And here's the big takeaway. The debate was never really consistency versus perseverance. The real skill is learning how to correctly diagnose your ambition. Are you running a marathon where every single step counts toward the finish line? Or are you hunting for buried treasure, where you might have to dig 100 empty holes before you strike gold?
So here is your game plan, starting today. Step 1, identify your goal, get specific. Step 2, ask the big question. Is this a bell curve problem where my average matters? Or is it a power law problem where I'm hunting for one big win? And step 3, commit to the right strategy. If it's a bell curve goal, you protect that daily streak with everything you've got. If it's a power law goal, you give yourself permission to fail, to rest, and to try again. Your only job is to not quit. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a look at that one big, important goal that you have right now, the one that really matters, and stop beating yourself up about being perfectly consistent. Instead, just ask yourself, what game am I really playing here? Because knowing the answer to that question might just change everything.